Hi everyone! The previous module, Module 3, was the last module for learning about teaching methodologies from the textbook. In Module 3, you learned about the natural way. The natural approach. It's called both. This is from Krashen and Terrell. And hopefully you remember what you learned about Krashen in your previous course, TESOL 510, and that can help you to understand the natural approach a little better. And then we have the communicative language teaching. And this is really maybe the most current umbrella approach. And it's related to teaching language communicatively in order to use it. So it's much more pragmatic in approach than were previous methods. And then we have content-based instruction and task-based instruction. Both of these are considered separate methods, but are also considered sort of within communicative language teaching, depending on who you talk to. Content-based is, as you know, when you are learning content via the language, and so you are learning the language as you learn the content, not unlike a bilingual school situation. And then task-based is learning the language via doing tasks that have clear outcomes and goals. So those are all still, you can see how they are related to communicative approach. And then you had, of course, a comprehension check to see about your understanding of these 4 methods and a discussion board with your peers. Also, you had your Course Sites Live session with just you students, your student-led one, in which you did the jigsaw activity for your teaching methodology summary grid. And I will be viewing that session in order to give you your participation and attendance grades. I hope that it was a fruitful experience for you and you learned a lot from each other. And then after that session, you had all of the jigsaw component columns completed in your grid for every method. And then you needed to do the answer individually columns. Those ones are opinion-based for the grid before you submitted that on Sunday. And then, of course, you had a self-reflection journal, as always. This week is our first of 2 weeks where we're focusing on teaching applications based on what you learned in the previous 3 modules about teaching methodologies. So in this module, you have your classroom observations, 8 to 10 hours of observing real live language classes. I think this is really exciting because it brings the learning alive in a new way. After the observations, you will debrief with that instructor each time, and you will have a set of questions that you ask them. Additionally, you have a discussion board with your classmates in which you will discuss what you observed, the principles you infer to be behind the actions of the teacher, and again, learn from each other and each other's experiences. And then you have the classroom observation analysis report that is due Sunday night. This is a major assignment, and the details of which, including the rubric, are of course all on in the Module 4 folder. And then we have a Course Sites Live session again this week. This is our final Course Sites Live session. In this one, you will be prepared with your lesson plan document, fully completed now, and you will share with us your lesson plans. Your peers and I will give you feedback regarding your lesson plan, which you will then revise in preparation for doing your teaching method demonstration next week. And then, again, as always, you have a self-reflection journal. You can discuss what you learned this previous week from your observations, and then what you think about that. Please ask me any questions that you have and make any connections to the observations that you can to your own experiences with teaching, your own experiences with learning, or just to the textbook is fine as well. So I hope you enjoy your observations. I don't think it ever gets old to observe teachers teaching. There's always so much to learn from each other. So enjoy that, and I look forward to seeing your observation reports. Have a great week.